Satnam and welcome. I'm Bottom Dave and this is Yogic Living. Today, as you can see, again we are on the beautiful mountaintop, this beautiful scenery, and I'm sitting down today because I'm going to give you a short lecture about Tantric Numerology and what all that is. Alright, so what Tantric Numerology is it's a numerology based on your birthday, and you can figure out different aspects of your life based on that, in conjunction with your 10 bodies. Now you're saying, I know what you're saying. Wait a minute, Bottom Dave. I only got one body. No, you have 10. You're only thinking of your physical body, your physical self. We have 9 other ones. We have our soul body, our negative mind, our positive mind, our neutral mind, our physical body, our arc body, our auric body, our pranic body, our subtle body, and our radiant body. And then as far as the 11 goes, it encompasses all those bodies. Because in Tantric Numerology, it only goes up to 11. So all numbers past 11, what you do is you add them together. Say for instance, you were born in December. Okay, well December is 12. So 1 and 2 make 3. Versus, just 12. So that's how you reduce everything. So reduce everything over 11 by adding it together. Alright, so let me talk to you through some examples of this. How to figure out your numerology. Because, well, what's the use if it's just some random thing off in the sky? But how does it pertain to you in an everyday sense? So I'm going to use myself as an example first because, well, I know my numerology. And also I can relate to it, and hopefully through that relate to you various examples of this. Okay, so I was born 2/8/1980, February 8th, 1980. So I've got 2, 8, and 19 and 80. So we start off and we figure out what our karma is. So our karma is the month we were born. So -2. So mine has to do with my negative mind. And what that means for me is that I have a challenge to think of things positively. And sometimes I can be a little overprotective. And because 2 is the first number that's separated from 1, and 1 is the God or the all or whatever, the universe or whatever you want to say, before it was split. And I sometimes have this loneliness. And so 2s are known for that. They have a longing to belong. And so that's my karma. So the next number that is relatively easy to figure out, especially for my numerology, is the soul number. And the soul is the day you were born. So I was born on the 8th, so my soul is 8. And 8 has to do with the pranic body. The pranic body can expand and contract and do all sorts of different things. But it has to do with your energy flow, your vitality, your life force. If there's no prana in your body, you're dead. Simple as that. So that is my soul. So that's what I have to connect to feel at peace. So I have to connect with my prana. And later on, I'll give you examples of how you can connect with these things and balance these things. But let's move on. So that is my soul. Now my gift, everybody has a gift. I was born in 1980. So the gift is the last two of the year you're born. So 8 and 0 make 8. So my gift, again, is the same as my soul. So my gift is 8. My gift is my prana. So I have an easier time connecting to my soul, as long as I accept my gifts. And sometimes I don't. And that's something that we all work on. And so, moving on, the next number is your destiny. Now, your destiny are things that you've worked on in your past lives and that you carry over with you from lifetime to lifetime. And so to figure that out, it's the whole year added together. So 1 and 9 make 10, and 10 and 8 make 18, and 18 and 0 is 18, of course. And so with that, so reducing it down using the Tantric method, 1 and 8 makes 9. 9 has to do with the subtle body. 9, for people with gifts and destinies in 9, because your gift and your destiny are your asset numbers you're kind of born with. So as long as you can accept those are kind of like your gimmies. So you can use those to your advantage. And so mine is 9. So 9 has to do with the subtle body. So I can kind of sense the subtleties of things, the patterns, the real minute energies. That's what the subtle body is all about. And since that is one of my assets, I find that it's easy for me to pick up new things and to learn new things. And some of the sayings that are with some of these numbers are mastery or for 9s it's mastery or mystery. And so that means it's going to be easy for me to master things, or it's a complete mystery to me. So moving on, now the next number to figure out is our path, and that's what we came here for as a soul or incarnation. We came here on a specific mission, so a specific path. So what we do for a path is we add all those numbers together. So we got 2 and 8, which makes 10, and then we add those two numbers. We add those numbers to the year. So the year 1980. So we got 10. 1 makes 11. 11 makes 9. Or 9. So we got 10. 2 and 8 makes 10. And then you add 1 to that. That's 11. Okay, that's 20 with the 9. Okay, and then we got 28. And then 0. So we've got 28. So reduce 28 by adding them together. So 2 and 8 make 10. So my path is 10. 10 has to do with the radiant body. Your radiant body, ideally, extends out from your physical body 25 feet, or 25 miles. 25 miles. And your radiant body helps to do a lot of different things. It embodies royal courage and its positive aspect. And its negative aspect, it can be the opposite of that and be very fearful. And with 10s, there happens to be, you sort of get like an all or nothing sort of thing. And so I find for myself and that I'm either, I'm either all for something or I'm not. Either I like it or I don't, or or I don't care. It's either of those. There's very few things that I'm just neutral about. It's just I love it or I hate it. Now, since I'm doing this yoga, I'm obviously balancing that, and now I'm more neutral. But that's the way I was, definitely. And so the next number, the last number we need to figure out is our heart number. And this is how we interact with the world. So the heart number is figured by the month, and the last 2 of the year. So we add those together. So mine, okay, we got 2, and then we got 8 and 0. Okay, so 2 and 8 and 0, that makes 10 again. So my heart is also a 10. So I'm very much that way about people as well. I'm all or nothing. I like you or I don't. I love you or I hate you. And again, I'm learning to balance that. As anybody with 10s will tell you, it's definitely a balancing act. So now let's talk about another example. So let's say a person is born in January 8th, 1985. So let's figure it out. So his soul is going to be a 1. Because your soul, again, has to do with the month you were born. No, I'm sorry. The soul has to do with the day you were born. So his soul is 8. His karma is 1. Because the karma has to do with the month you were born. So his soul is 8. His karma is 1. And so what is his gift? So 1985. So 8 and 5. So 8 and 5 make 13. And 1 and 3 make 4. So his gift is 4. His gift is the neutral mind. And what his destiny is, so his destiny is the whole year added together. So 1 and 9 make 10. 10 and 8 make 18. 18 and 5 make 23. And 2 and 3 make 5. So his destiny is 5. So recap. So his karma is 1. His soul is 8. His gift is 4. His destiny is 5. Now let's figure out what his path is. So his path is all those numbers added together. So we got 1 and we got 8. So 1 and 8 make 9. And then we got another one for 1985. So that would be 10. And then we got 10 and 9. 10 and 9 make 19. 19 and 8 is 27, and 27 and 5 is 32. So we got another 5. So his path is 5. His path to the physical body. And so the next number we need to figure out, and the last number, is the heart number. So the heart number, again, is the month and the last 2 of the date. The last 2 of the year. The last 2 of the year. So 1 and 85. So 1 and 9, or 1 and 8 make 9, and 9 and 5 make 14. And 1 and 4 is 5. So another 5. So his heart, his path, and his destiny are all 5s. So let me give you one more example before we move on. So let's say a person is born April 7th, 1992. So their karma is the first month they were born, is the month that they were born. So being born in April, that is number 4. So their karma is 4, their neutral mind. Their soul is 7. 7 is the auric body. So their soul is 7. And so their gift, 9 and 2, the last 2 of the year, 92. 9 and 2 make 11. So 11 encompasses all the bodies. And let's figure out their destiny now. So their destiny, again, is the whole year. So we got 1 and we got 9. 1 and 9 make 10. 10 and 9 make 19. 19 and 2 make 21. 2 and 3 make 3. Or 2 and 1 make 3. 2 and 1 make 3. So their destiny is 3. The positive mind. And so now we just need to figure out their path now. So their path is all those numbers added together. So we got 4 and 7. 4 and 7 make 11. So 11 and 1 make 12. So 12 and 9 is 21. So 21 and 9 is 30. And 30 and 2 is 32. So, and now we reduce that down. 3 and 2 is 5. So their path is 5. So now let's figure out their heart number. So again, their heart number is the month they were born and the last 2 of the year. So they were born in April, so 4 and 92. So 4 and 9 is 13, and 13 and 2 is 15. So their heart number is 6, the arc body. So now that we have a basic idea of how to figure out our own numerology and other people's numerology, let me give you a few examples of some quote-unquote odd things. So, for example, let's say somebody was born in the year 2000. Their gift would be 00. So what's that? You didn't explain that body yet, Parnum Dave. So what that is that is infinity. So that has to do with the infinity. That's one of those special numbers. Another special case when you're figuring numerology, and this only happens when you're figuring the destiny. It doesn't happen any other time. But let's say somebody was born in the year 1991. Okay, so let's figure their gift is going to be 10. And you would assume their destiny would be 2, because you add all those numbers together, you get 20. But my teacher always told me that 2 10s don't make a 2. 2 10s make an 11. Because 11s encompasses all the bodies. And he says that when you went through lifetime and lifetime, those numbers add up like that. So those are some special cases that you need to be aware of. All right, so now let's get into what these bodies are, and how they function, and some of the negative and positive aspects of them. So we have the soul body. That's number 1. So what the soul body is it's and part of you, it means part of you is connected to the infinite, your inner infinity, and has humility and creativity. And like I said, all these numbers have, or all these bodies have like key phrases to kind of that kind of sums up what their attributes are. And the key phrase for the first body is heart over head. And what you do to master it is you come from a place of humility. You relax in the flow of God's energy, and you use it to create beauty. And if you're weak in this area, you're going to come from your head instead of your heart. And as some people may know, that's usually not a good thing. And you may feel stuck. You may not be able to access your purpose and your creative flow. And one of the keys to balance it is raise your kundalini and open your heart. And what are some other things about this soul body? So this has to do with the earth chakra, with the base of the spine. And so you basically, when you have this in your when you have this balance, you're able to use your intellect over your heart, with your heart, with your creativity, and become very compassionate. And some of the challenges is to balance that head and that heart, and to challenge, and to really be able to forgive yourself, and to be creative. And like I said, one of the phrases is head versus heart. And a personality of somebody who's balanced is they're a holy person and wise. And so that brings us to the second body. So the second body has to do with your negative mind. And it's also called the protective mind, because when it's balanced, it senses that danger. It senses that danger, and it allows you, and it gives you that knowledge, so that you know when the danger is there, so that way you can avoid it. And so you identify shortcomings or dangers in a situation, and that way you can know the options necessary for protection, like I just said. Containment, obedience. And one of the key phrases for 2, like I mentioned before, because I have 2s in my numerology, a longing to belong. And the mastery of the two comes from the creativity of your soul body being containment, form, and discernment, a longing to connect very deeply with your own self, your God, because that's what you really feel that you need to connect to, is yourself, your higher self, God, the God in you. So if this area is unbalanced, you're going to be inappropriate, self-destructive. You're going to be in self-destructive relationships, and you're going to be over-influenced by others. The key to balance is value your discipline, develop conscious relationships of integrity, and strengthen the positive mind. And so uh, this the negative mind has to do with sex organs and with the water and the taste. And of course, an asset is you can calculate danger and you have a strong link with infinity. Um, and of course, if you have a challenge in this area, you're going to be blind to those dangers. You're going to be blind to all dangers, and you're not going to relate to it. You're only going to relate to the earth. You're not going to relate to the infinite, and you can be very overprotective. And again, the phrase is "long to belong." And the personality of somebody who has twos in their numerology is a lover. All right. So the next the next body is the third body, the positive mind, expansive mind. So it inspires you to show the best possible results in any situation. Equality, positivity. And one of the phrases for threes, I laugh because I have a lot of friends with threes. And the key phrase is devil or divine. So they're either a devil or they're an angel. So in order to master it, use your willpower. And use it easily and humbly. And they're naturally playful and optimistic. Have a good sense of humor and they communicate very directly. A lot of threes I know are very direct. They don't pull their punches at all. So they're very direct. You usually don't have to be worried to know what a three is thinking. They'll usually tell you. And so if you're weak in that area, you can be overwhelmed by the input of your negative mind, which you can become very depressed, and you can even be paralyzed by it. And you can become very angry, intolerant, or even hesitant to use your own power because you're afraid of the responsibility. One of the keys to balance this mind or this body is to strengthen the navel point, strengthen that third chakra. Use positive affirmations and strengthen the negative mind if the positive is overdeveloped. And so the chakra for this body is the third chakra down here. That's the navel, and it has to do with fire and sight. And another one of the yeses is it can take any situation and find something good in it. And a lot of times they're very encouraging and cheerful and flexible and somewhat mischievous. And of course, when they're not balanced in this area, they cannot see good in anything, and they're very angry and destructive and depressive. And one of their personalities is they could be a magician or like an entertainer. Which brings us now to the fourth body, the neutral mind. So, when you're in the neutral mind and you have that balanced, you can take information from both the negative mind and the positive mind and decide the best course of action. Yeah, and you, of course, using unbiased and intuitive knowledge. And very compassionate, very serviceful. One of their key phrases, or their key phrase is cup of prayer. To master the fourth body, a very intuitive vantage point allows access to the soul. So work on that intuition and allow you to access your soul to connect to it. If this area is weak, you will find it difficult to make decisions, and you'll be in the habit of feeling victimized. And you'll have a hard time seeing beyond the polarities of life. One of the keys to balance is to meditate. And this has to do with the air and the heart center and the touch. So if you have this body balanced as an asset, you will have mental mastery. You can create balance. You have the mind of a yogi, and you are the source of blessings. Of course, if this is unbalanced, you will have a wavering mind. You'll be so stubborn and closed-minded. You'll have what's called a monkey mind, where your mind jumps around from here to there. And you'll be unwilling to change. And one of their personality traits is they're a counselor. So, that brings us to the fifth body, the physical body. Oh, most people are thinking, oh, I'm familiar with that, you can just skip over that. But this is the vehicle through which we carry, in this lifetime, in our participation on this earth. And if you have that body imbalanced, you can find yourself, you can self-sacrifice and balance, very balanced. You'll be able to teach. And the key phrase, their key phrase is teacher and balance. And so when you have this body imbalance, you represent the teacher who is able to take abstractions and explain them to anyone. You have the ability to balance all parts of your life without extremes like laziness or fanaticism. If you're weak, you will be angry, jealous, greedy, competitive, ungrateful. Inner and outer realities will be out of sync, out of balance. You have trouble expressing yourself verbally and afraid to be in a position of a teacher. And the key to balancing this body is exercise regularly and teach. And this has to do with the throat chakra. This body has to do with the throat chakra, and that has to do with the sound. So an asset, if this is imbalanced, one of your assets is going to be you're going to have a very strong body, you're going to have good discipline, you're going to like to exercise, and you're going to have the ability to teach and to be able to sacrifice if the case may be. And if you have it unbalanced, you will alternate between high and low energy. You will over-sacrifice. You will tend to be lazy or overactive. And a phrase for another phrase for a physical body is half man, half God, half of balance. And of course, their personality traits is a teacher or a leader. So now that brings us to the sixth body, the arc line. So the arc line extends from earlobe to earlobe. Everybody has that. And as a female, they have two arc lines. They have one from nipple to nipple. And this is the halo. This is what you see in those pictures of saints. You know, that glowing arc around their head. That's the arc body. And it's associated with the pituitary gland, regulates the nervous system and the glandular balance. And it has to do with justice, protection, and projection. Key phrase: is there a person of prayer? And when you're in balance, you can be balanced between the physical and the cosmic realms. And when it's, of course, when you have it in, when you have this body, under control, you have the ability to focus, to be very concentrated, to meditate, to use the intuition, to use your sixth sense, to protect yourself from life stresses, and to avoid shutting down your heart. So if you're weak in this area, you're going to be overprotective. You're going to be very easily influenced. Your glandular imbalances will lead to inconsistency in moods and behavior, and you will be unfocused and unable to manifest your prayers. So the key to balancing this body is to awaken the pituitary gland, awaken the sixth chakra, the Ajna chakra. And again, that's how it has to do with the third eye, that chakra, and also has to do with the three gunas, your Igla, Pingala, and Sushmana. Those are the three parts of your body: the right side, the positive side, the negative side. The left and the right. Left is your negative side, right side is positive side, and your central channel, your Sushmana, your neutral. Three gunas. And again, if you have this imbalanced, you're going to have mastery of the word. You're going to have the power of prayer, ability to meditate, and a very high intuitive ability. If you're out of balance, and you have challenges with this, you'll just say whatever comes to your mind. You'll say, you'll have that diarrhea mouth, and your mind will jump around, and you'll find it very hard to meditate. And a personality trait, somebody who's a six or a priest or a shaman. Okay, which brings us to the auric body, number 7. So the auric body. So a lot of us are familiar with the aura, that extends ideally 9 feet from your body. And so the aura is electromagnetic field to surround your body. It's the container for your life force. Helps bring you confidence and security. And when you have this imbalance, you're very merciful, you're very, secure, and you can open yourself up to love. And so one of the key phrases for the 7th body is platform of elevation. And so when you have this, when you have this in balance, when you have this mastered, you attract a lot of you attract prosperity and repel negativity. And of course, the aura acts then like a shield, and illness cannot penetrate your physical body, and you have a sense of security that allows you an uplifting presence, and you can treat others with mercy. And if you're weak, you're going to be in that area. You're going to be paranoid. You're going to lack self-trust. And you're going to negatively penetrate into the psyche and the physical body. So your negativity, basically can wreck your body. One of the keys to balancing is to meditate, wear white clothing made of natural fiber. Wear white clothing made of natural fibers, and work on that 8th chakra, the aura. So, again, we already talked about the chakra. This has to do with the aura. Has to do with the pineal gland. Has to do with thought. And so when you have this in balance, you're going to be strong. You're going to have a strong self-identity in all situations. You're going to feel secure. You're going to feel safe. You're going to be very independent. If this is out of balance, then you can be swayed by your surroundings. You will hide out in your shell. And one of their personality traits is they're a healer. So now, which brings us to the 8th body, the pranic body. So the pranic body has to do with your breath. So through the breath, the pranic body continuously brings life force and energy into your system. One of the traits of the 8th body is purity, energy, fearlessness, and self-initiation. The key phrase that goes with the 8th body is finite to infinite. When you have this body under control, you're fearless, fully alive, at one with all creation. Nothing can bother you. You are self-motivated with enough energy to achieve your goals. If weak, you're going to be constant low-level anxiety and chronic fatigue. You're going to look to food or stimulants for energy, and you're going to be very fearful and defensive. And one of the keys to balance this body is pranayama, the breath, working with the breath. And this has to do with the lungs, the diaphragm, and your chi, your prana, your energy, your life force. And so when you have this imbalanced, you're going to be in control of your breath and your life force, and have control of the negative, positive, and your neutral minds. So all 3 of those minds, of those mind bodies. And you're going to have the ability to heal others. And one of the challenges, if you have this area unbalanced, is you won't get energy from subtle forms, and you can only get it from gross forms, and you can feel very lonely, very isolated, and chronic and deserted and lethargic. And one of their personality traits is warrior, healer. Okay, which brings us to number 9, the 9th body. So the 9th body is the subtle body. The subtle body helps you see beyond the immediate realities of life to the sublime universal play that lies beyond. When you have this imbalance, you're going to be calm, and you have a subtlety about you, and a mastery. And a key phrase again for this one is mastery or mystery. In order to help master this, you need to have great finesse with things, a powerful calmness, and learn quickly, and master situations easily, and able to walk through a loom and intuitively know what's going on. If you're weak in this area, you're going to be very naive and easily fooled, and sometimes unintentionally crude or rough in speech or behavior, and restless. And one of the keys to balancing this body is to do any meditation or kriya for 1,000 days. And they say in 1,000 days, even the devil can master something. So the 9 has to do with the small intestine and assimilating, the information, food, whatever the case may be. So when you have this imbalanced, you're going to be able to tune in to what's really going on in any situation. And you're going to have the ability to access the Akashic records. And you're going to be very secure and confident. Now, the Akashic records is a storehouse of everything that's ever happened and ever went on. And of course, if you have this area unbalanced, you're going to have difficulty assimilating any information. You're going to find it hard to master anything. You're going to be very naive and vulnerable and insecure. And one of the personality traits is their recorder or an advisor. So now we go into the 10th body, a radiant body. The radiant body gives you spiritual royalty and radiance. Royal courage, radiance, and nobility. A key phrase is all or nothing. So once you've mastered this, you're courageous in the face of any obstacle. You have a magnetic presence, and you command the respect of all who know you. If you're weak in this area, you're going to be afraid of conflict, shy away from people's attention, and feel ineffective and unable to come through situations. And the key to balancing is commitment. And do not cut your hair. Leave it grow long. And what this is associated with is that radiant body, which again extends from your body 25 miles ideally. And it can create an impenetrable sphere of energy. And if you have this imbalanced, your soul is plus radiance, confidence, courage, nobility, wealth, royalty. You're going to have a magnetic presence and the ability to win. And if it's out of balance, you're going to have no radiance, very self-limited in scope and results, and you're going to have a feel of failure. And one of their personality traits is a king or a queen. So now we come to the 11th body, which encompasses all the bodies. So 11 represents the sound current, the source of infinity, from which all mantras originate. In this state, you can direct the play of all 10 bodies. 11 contains them all. You can direct all parts of your being from an impersonal, expansive space that allows infinity to flow through you at all times. Divine vision and truth for all. The key phrase for this body is infinity. mastery. When you have this body mastered, you can identify yourself as Satnam, as your true name, and you can allow infinity to flow through you. And the key to balancing this body is meditative repetition of the words of the Sri Guru Granth. So Sri Guru Granth is the Sikhs' holy book, Sikhs' Bible. And of course, most of the mantras that we work with in Kundalini Yoga come from the Sri Guru Granth. So this body is an association with your word or your vibration, the energy you're putting out. So when you have this balance, you're going to have mastery of the earth plane, control all your 10 bodies, and everything comes to you. So if you have this out of balance, you're going to get pulled in for Maya, pulled into the outside world, and you're going to forget, your infinity. And what you need to do, of course, is spend time with yourself, with the Guru, with God. So their phrase is infinity. They're very regal, and their personality is a divine channel. So now that we've talked about all these bodies, and we know how to figure out our numerology, now we're going to see some ways that we can do some ways that we can work on these bodies. And one of the ways we can work on these bodies, besides the ways that we've already suggested, or that I've already suggested, another way is through mantra, through prayer, through repetition. And so one of the ways to work on the first body through your soul body, body number 1, is the Mool mantra. Ekonkar Satguru Prasad. No, Ekonkar Satnam Kartapurk Nirbol Nirbe Akal Murt Arjuni Saibang Gurprasad Jap Ad Such Jugad Such Heavy Such Nanaka Hosi Be Such. This represents the 108 elements. It's one creator. This is what this mantra means. One creator. Truth of his name. He's a doer of everything. Fearless, revengeless, undying, unborn, self-illuminated. The Guru's gift. Meditate. Or repeat with awareness. Jap. True in the beginning. True through all ages. True even now. O Nanak, it is forever true. It's said about this mantra that the Mool mantra is the fate killer. It removes the fate, and changes the destiny to complete prosperity. This mantra has a powerful vibration and upliftment that reminds your soul of its fundamental self, which is purity, prosperity, and grace. You become that. Fate dissolves, and destiny can be rewritten. Again, that is the Mool mantra. Ekonkar Satnam Kartapurk Nirbol Nirve Akal Murt Arjuni Saibang Gurprasad Jap Ad Such Jugad Such Heavy Such Nanaka Hosi Be Such. And I'm sure you can find a good recording this to sing along on YouTube, or even on Spirit Voyage, or any of those other websites. So this next mantra actually works on 2 bodies. 2 for the price of 1. Actually works on 2 of my bodies. It works on the second body, works on the negative mind, and it works on the subtle body, number 9. Sare sasa, sare sasa, sare sasa sarang. Harade hada hada, harade hada hada, harade hada hada haradang. This is the base mantra. Sa is God. Har is the earth. We are combining the earth and the ether. This gives you the power of communication with your words, and your words shall have mastery, and their impact shall be vital. Look at the tip of your nose. Sit with your hands in with your fingers and Buddhi Mudra. With your fingers, with your thumbs touching your pinky finger. Other fingers are straight. And just chant this mantra. I generally chant it for 31, or I started chanting it out for 31 minutes. Now I chanted it for 11 minutes because I'm doing other things. And so, but there's no really time specified for either of these ones, for either of these mantras. And again, this works on the second body, the negative mind, and works on the 9th body, the subtle body. And again, that mantra is Sare sasa, sare sasa, sare sasa sarang. Harade hada hada, harade hada hada, harade hada hada hadarang. And the one for the third body, and the third body is the positive mind again, and it's our Das Bai. Ardas Bai, Amadas Guru, Amadas Guru, Ardas Bai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sahi. This prayer has been given to Guru Amar Das. The prayer is manifested by Guru Ram Das. The miracle is complete. Guru Amar Das is the energy of grace and hope when there is no hope. Guru Ram Das is the energy of miracles, healings, and blessings. This is the prayer to answer our prayers. Normally there is no power in the human but the power of prayer. And to do prayer, you have to put your mind and body together and pray from the soul. Ardas Bai is a mantra prayer. If you sing it, your mind, your body, your soul, and automatically combine without saying what you want. The need of life is adjusted. That is the beauty of this prayer. It's said that this one answers your prayers before you can even pray them. So again, that's Ardas Bai, Amadas Guru, Amadas Guru, Ardas Bai, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Ramdas Guru, Sachi Sahi. And now we go into the 4th body, the neutral mind. And for the 4th body, the mantra for that is the miracle mantra. Guru Guru Wai Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Wai Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Wai Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Wai Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. The mantra of the heart. Hear it, feel it, perceive it. If you perceive, you are tuned in. It's an extraordinary procession. This mantra is so is so vibratory. Even your lips, your upper palate, your tongue, your entire surroundings feel the vibratory effect. I normally just start chanting Guru Guru, Why Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, because I was given this mantra personally by Guru Ram Das. When I saw Guru Ram Das totally embodied before me, I thought it was my imagination. So I reached out to touch him, and my hands were stopped. He laughed and said, I must be real, huh? Now chant. If you perfect this, anytime you are in trouble, a miracle will happen on the spot. It is not something I want to convince you. I want you to be happy. And it is for whatever you want to use it for. And so this mantra is a very powerful mantra. It's very fun to chant. A lot of times when I chant it 5 times in one breath, as I gave it to you in the beginning. So, but it's just Guru Guru Wai, Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Guru Guru Wai, Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Okay. For the 5th body, the mantra for that one is, and the 5th body again is the physical body. The physical body, which a lot of us can relate to. The meditation for the physical body is Har. H-A-R. Har. And Har is the mantra of health and wealth. Har is chanted from the navel point. When you chant Har, you pull in your navel really aggressively. Har. And then you bring your tongue to the upper palate. Har. 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 You don't chant it without your navel. If you chant it without your navel, just Har. 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 But it's Har. 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 And this will give your sound, when you pull in your navel, it'll give your sound more energy and it'll be more effective. And Har is chanted with the tongue. And I don't know if you noticed, when I was chanting Har, I just kept my mouth open. Har, 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 Har. You don't chant it with the lips, you chant it with the tongue. You don't chant it Har, 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 Har. Chant it with your lips, or you chant it with your tongue. Har, 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 Har. I can't even hardly chant it without my tongue. I'm so used to chanting it with my tongue. But let me try it. Har, Har, Har. Now my tongue keeps wanting to get involved. But you get the point. So you're definitely gonna want to hit that upper palate, because when you're chanting these mantras, you want to use your tongue, because that stimulates those meridian points on your upper palate with any mantra, but especially with mantras like Har. And it'll cause your glands to secrete, cause your brain to light up, and your aura will expand, and you will attract prosperity and health. Again, that's Har. H-A-R. Very simple. A good one to chant. For this now brings us to the 6th body, the arc body. For the 6th body, the mantra is Waheguru. Waheguru is the Guru mantra. Waheguru is a ship. Whoever rides it will go across. There are 2,400,000 mantras. Waheguru is one mantra which ends with the word Guru. Guru is the fountain of knowledge. Without knowledge, self is not experienced. So Guru takes us from the darkness to the light. Very, very powerful mantra. Waheguru. Waheguru. And that's for the sixth body. For, again, now we got another one for two bodies in one. So now, for the seventh and eighth body, which is the aura and the pranic body, we have Pawana 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 Bada Perda Pawan Guru Pawan Guru Waheguru Waheguru Pawan Guru. Pawan is the air or prana, and the Guru is the carrier of the air. Par is infinity, and para is beyond infinity. And from beyond infinity, the Guru carries the life force in me and brings us to that indescribable Waheguru. There's no better healing than this. This mantra is for pranic energy, to increase pranic energy. When this mantra becomes perfected, the city for that is there's no knowledge unknown in the universe which shall not be drawn to you. So again, that's Pawana 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 Bada Bada Pawan Guru Pawan Guru Waheguru Waheguru Pawan Guru. So now that we've covered 7 and 8, we've already covered 9, again with Sade Sasa. Now we have the 10th body. So the 10th body, again, is the radiant body. For the 10th body, the mantra is Gobinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hardiyam, Kardiyam, Nirname, Akame. Once again, Gobinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hardiyam, Kardiyam, Nirname, Akame. Sustainer, Liberator, Enlightener, Infinite, Destroyer, Creator, Nameless, Desireless. This mantra has the power to eliminate karmic blocks and curses from the past. Has the power to cleanse the aura so that it becomes easier to meditate and relate to our higher self. And it brings a protective field of energy around our body. When nothing else works and there seems to be blocks in the way, this mantra has the capacity to remove those blocks. Besides helping cleanse the subconscious mind, it balances the hemispheres of the brain, bringing compassion and patience to one who meditates on it. This mantra will cause all the occult powers or cities to serve you. So, again, that mantra is Gobinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Hardiyam, Kardiyam, Nirname, Akame. And for the 11th body, for everything, just any of these mantras will work because it encompasses all of them. Alright. Well, I hope you liked this lecture on Tantric Numerology, and I hope you learned something. And most of all, I hope you learned how to do your own numerology and the things that you need to do to help you to work on those so that you can be a better person and achieve whatever goals that you want to achieve in life. Sat Nam. Well, if you like this video, go ahead and give her a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel down below. And if you want to be notified next time I upload a video, go ahead and hit that bell icon. And I just wrote this book about my life. It's called Why I Wear This Thing on My Head. And if you're interested in a copy of it, you can Venmo me $10 and I'll email you a copy. Just I have my Venmo down below, and just go ahead and put your email address in the description and I'll email you a copy. Alright, Sat Nam.